Arizona hospitals are prepared, and you don't have to take it from just me. You can take it from Arizona hospitals, including Banner Health, Dignity Health, Honor Health, Abrazo, Carondelet, and Northern Arizona Healthcare. There's been a lot of misinformation out there. It's important that we have the facts straight on where we are in hospital capacity in Arizona, because our citizens deserve to have the facts. Recently, there have been local and national media reports regarding the increase in confirmed positive COVID-19 cases in Arizona and how our state is managing the COVID-19 crisis. As representatives of the largest health systems representing 80% of care provided in the state, we'd like to assure the public that we have the available bed capacity and surge plans are in place to continue to serve the people of Arizona. We are well prepared to manage an increase in patient volume. It's important that people know we are not seeing an increase in patient volume. We are prepared if that increase should come. The facts are we've got an increase in testing, an increase in cases, and an increase in positive test results. So we're going to continue to stay laser focused on COVID-19 in the state of Arizona.